baby will. All right, that's the warm-up. We're going to teach Chris a song today. That's not the song. We are trying to help his career as, you know, first he's going to be, he's already nationally famous as a performer, thanks to this show, internationally famous. Now the next step.
All right.
I say the odds are about 1 in a trillion, but just in case, I'm hedging my bets. This is Vaso, and this is Vaso's guitar. It's an F-hole guitar. See the holes? And it's probably just the right sound for a studio because it's not too loud.
I can't get the other track. I keep flipping it around. It should be.
So you're not going to get the other track. Do you want this to record on both channels?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus 48 volts, or else it gets your power. So now there you go.
Sweet! Long day, living in the city. There's a freeway that drives through the yard. And all right, are you close enough?
Yep.
You can see all three? Okay, here's your work there.
Could you repeat that about? No.
He loves his delusion repeated.
What are we doing?
You're going to learn that song. That's going to be the show, right? That's what you said. You want me to teach you that? And
Or we could talk about politics.
Politics.
We can talk. Wait, no, stay, stay, brother.
I must leave.
Wait, the 2 minutes didn't start till now. Go. Will you sing?
Did this go out of tune?
Oh, he's doing snapping percussion. I'm trying to keep him in here.
This went out of tune already.
Maybe the tuners are bad. Too loose.
Yeah, the mystic, the clean universe, everything you want to see. While he tunes up the guitar, I will.
All right, it's good enough. Come on.
That's good enough? Go!
All right, so you can learn this song too. That'll help him, all right?
I can only stay for
It's
less
a
than
song.
2 minutes.
It's a 2-minute song.
Okay, do it.
South of the
border,
South of the border.
down Mexico way.
Down Mexico way.
I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
And now as I wander,
Now as I wander,
I find that I stray
South of the border, down Mexico way.
She was a vision
he was a vision
in old Spanish lace.
in old Spanish place.
And for a tender while I kissed a smile upon her face. For it was fiesta, and he was so gay.
Oh!
South of the border,
Down Mexico way.
And she sighed as she told me mañana, never realizing that we were parting. And I lied as I told her mañana, for tomorrow it never came.
South of the border,
I rode back one day
in a veil of white by candlelight, she knelt to pray.
the mission bells told me that I mustn't stray. Mustn't stay south
Of the border, down Mexico way.
south of the border, down Mexico way.
Thank you. The very first time I ever tried that song. Now we will do one more take. We'll do another take.
All right, you're going to sing it this time.
And I will try to sing the best I can. Vaso had to leave us. Yeah, we're all good still. Yeah. South of the border, down Mexico way. Your voice is so good, you outshining me.
My voice is so good. Your voice is, you've got well, he's got the golden pipes. My
I
voice
can
is-
eventually. I've got the potential, I just gotta learn to train it.
Jeez, this darn thing. Bosso got out of here because. See how?
I thought it was a nice guitar. It just doesn't hold a tune. Maybe these,
He's
maybe
right.
the strings are warm. Joe, we'll turn up the Clean Universe, everything you want to see. Tuning
Okay, ready?
is ultimate. I'll be right back.
Don't turn around to the camera, your crack is showing. All right, you ready to try? We could try the other one after this. Ready?
South of the border, down Mexico way.
Good.
I fell in love with when the stars above came out to play. And now as I wander, I find that I stray south of the border, down Mexico way. She was a vision in no Spanish lace, and for a tender while I kissed her smile upon her face. For it was fiesta, and we were so gay, south of the border, down Mexico way.
And she sighed as she told me mañana, never realizing that we were parting. And I lied as I told her mañana, for tomorrow it never came.
South of the border,
I wrote back one day,
and in a veil of white by the candlelight, she knelt to pray. The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay south of the border, down Mexico way. South of the border, down Mexico way. Guitar solo. From the top.
south of
To the border.
Wait a minute, it's out of tune again. You're doing well. It's like everything's flat.
Ralph grab it, Ralph grab it.
So where are you going for Thanksgiving?
Ralph grab it. Hold Ralph, I gotta prepare her.
Which one of your wives' houses are you going to?
The first wife stole my house in Binghamton, so I might go burn her ass up. Wait, did I say that again? I didn't say that out loud, did I?
All the other people are out together will do it and blame it on you. So you
Yeah!
have to be careful.
Do it. No, I let her. She's okay. You know, let me tell you a quick story. So, she kept wanting a divorce, but really she's trying to manipulate me.
Imagine why.
And tried to, he was trying to manipulate me so she could have all the power, but that's a whole nother story. And then she was going to get back together. But then I thought she was serious. Oh, there's a whole long story, so I shouldn't even get into it.
Your hour's almost up, Mr. Church, but you can continue talking for a few more minutes. Go ahead.
So I guess the whole point of the, anyway, I worked really hard to help with the pay for the house. I remodeled the whole thing. I worked 2 jobs. I did about 80% of her job for her, so she could concentrate just on the sales. It actually benefited a great deal, but I did all the setting of the stores, the paperwork, everything. And in the long run, she stole the house from me.
It's a sad tale I've heard many times before. You know what they used to tell us? Give her the house, keep the retirement.
Yeah.
I've been able to keep the house, the retirement, and the wife. I'm a lucky man.
Nice. Good job.
Because I got the best wife.
Nice. I was able to keep nothing. She took the retirement account, the house, and herself. So all 3 I lost. And you kept all 3.
So far, I'm a lucky man.
But now I'm all set to start it, and we never had any children, so now I'm all set to start a new family. And I need a young wife, so let me put out the appeal.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
I need a young wife, not because I'm a middle-aged man that wants to have a young girl. I just should be more compatible with somebody my own age, but I want to have many children. So, all you wonderful women that are...
Middle age is in the rear view mirror. Just.
Yeah, that's... Oh, he thinks I'm old age. But I'm going to live to be 120. I've got super longevity genes. I'm like totally awesome.
All right.
Now, back to it.
Should we try? You want to try the other song? Or you want to try this?
No, let's do this. I'm starting to get the hang of it. Maybe I'll go south of the border to get the young one.
Good idea.
South of the...
I was going to give you a little intro. Wait.
South of the border, down Mexico way. I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
I fell in love instead of I fell in love. I fell in love. Just,
I fell in love.
Yeah, no, it's, the note is fine. You just get the rhythm of the words different. I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
More of a flow rather than a...
Well, you just don't know the rhythm of the words yet. It's just, I fell in love when you're going, I fell in love. You're rushing it because you don't know how it comes here.
Yeah.
There's no way you could. All right, so. All right, so.
This is a good study in how to learn a song.
Yeah. South of the... Go ahead, start.
South of the border,
Starting to boil. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. It's nobody's fault. It's the first time.
Oh, that's the second time.
That is don't know the reason.
Stay here all season.
Got nothing to show but this here tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. How it got here, I haven't a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker of soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top. Heels started to bleed, so I had to head home. But there's a booze in the blender, and soon it will render.
that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker soul. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault.
That's right. Yes, I know. It's my own damn fault. You got the cold too. You got the.
Mine's getting over.
Yeah, well, I'm getting over it too after 2 weeks, I hope, and it keeps coming back. It's the chemtrail flu. I got it too. You got the chemtrail flu. Well, how about you? Got the chemtrail flu. Ooh, how you?
Chemtrail flu.
We got the chemtrail flu.
How about you? I just started my health club membership, so pretty soon I'll be able to dance for hours.
Pretty soon I'll be in
Without-
the grave.
What about, what should we talk about? What should we talk
I don't know.
about?
How was lunch today?
We could practice.
This guy, when he eats, always has to eat about 1/3 of what he takes on his plate and leave the rest. Do you notice you do that?
Today they were calling me here, there, and everywhere. So.
Yeah, but the lady saved your food for a long time. You know he's going to come back. I said, no, he's not. If you never come back, you always leave with like a huge bag. Whereas, which is probably pretty healthy to do. Me, I eat every last piece. You know, it's not good for you to stuff yourself.
Oh, I got to sit with these
Better to eat
Brazilian
right.
ladies, young ladies. They were speaking what I thought was some sort of Hispanic language, and I asked. They said, "Oh, we're from Brazil." I go, "Oh, capoeira." Oh, my instructor said, "Oh, it's okay if you sound like you're Italian, like roll for the start, but you got to get rid of that because capoeira. Got it. I think I nailed it.
Do you know what language they speak in Brazil?
Portuguese.
Yes. I went and visited the Azores with my wife a few years ago.
Is that off of Brazil?
Well, no, but they speak Portuguese.
Oh, that's off of Portugal.
Well, it's 700 miles off the coast of Portugal. It's the Hawaii of the Atlantic.
Yeah, tell about that for people.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh,
And they got a great deal.
yeah.
Tell about the off-season.
Travelzoo.com. Are we allowed to advertise places?
You can. It's my show, so you're not supposed to, but whenever it's my show, all rules are off.
Okay. Travelzoo.com is a website that has fabulous deals, and you can get it sent to you in email. And we got a deal there. You think I'm getting round trip from Boston, 6 nights in a beautiful full hotel right behind, with the beautiful city gardens behind it, and a nice big breakfast every morning, all you could eat. $399 each for 2 of us. You think I'm lying? Look it up. It might be up to $499 now, because this was 5 years ago. The government picks up half the price because they want to keep people working in the wintertime. So they pick up half the price to get you over there, so you'll spend your money in the restaurants and whatever. And the restaurants are great. All these family restaurants with homemade soups, fresh caught fish from the sea.
Really?
Yeah, and you get like a whole
I don't
beautiful
wanna
dinner
go.
for $8 or $10. If you had been sober last winter, I would have taken you because my wife didn't want to go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you got to keep sober.
I'm
There's
keeping sober. I'm doing good.
a few ideas for trips I had, and I was looking for somebody to go with. I said, I wonder if Chris would go.
50 days.
Yeah, I mean, you could have paid me back $1 a day for the next year, and you would have paid for it.
I'm 50 days clean and sober, so by next year I can go.
Good, congratulations. Yeah. Well, it's winter time's coming. He's when the chief feels all right.
Hey, let me tell you the story. So, yeah, so if later on this winter, if you feel like it.
You would love this place. You would love this place. It's like a time travel back to the 1800s, the cobblestones, 1400s with the cobblestone streets. Vasco da Gama discovered it, like for the Portuguese way back. It's nice.
Oh, I know.
And it's got the only volcano in the world that you can walk into.
Really?
Yeah, where you have an appendicitis.
Oh, no, this is from it's a whole long term.
Yeah, I know.
I got it under control.
All right.
But this intestinal thing is caused by some other issues, but there's no real problem. It's getting better and better by the second. But I wanted to tell you that story. I started to tell you in the car, and I said we should tell it on camera to talk about why sometimes the police are hard to deal with, or it's good to go with somebody. I was going to try to encourage you. This guy I thought was a friend of mine, I think, has ripped off money from me, and so I'm falling behind the rent, and it's a horrible thing. So I wanted to go make this police report. But if you go alone, sometimes they don't listen to you. So I was going to tell you the story about how this guy, Rob Martinelli, we used to call him Guitar Rob because there's so many Robs, but now we just call him Asshole Rob. So he was sitting on the bench with some people, with Mary Beth and this lady, and I was heading to an AA meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, heading on over, and Mary Beth waved me over, "Come on over," and I rode up and put my foot on the bench. I go, "Oh, Mary Beth, if I would have known this thing was here, I wouldn't have even stopped. I've got to get to my meeting." So I start to ride away, and he's like, "This thing, fuck you!" And he comes running after me, and he knows I have the back injury right in the base of my spine, and he hits me in the back. I fall off the bike. He grabs my hat, because my hat fell off. He grabs my hat, and he's like, runs back over the bench next to the kind of hiding with the lady. So then Mary Beth gets between us, grabs the hat out of her hand, and she goes, "You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have hit him." And then it just broke up.
Nice to have an adult around when there's two 12-year-olds, right?
Yeah. Well, she's, yeah, I did kind of try to simulate that.
Why did you do it?
Because there's a whole history, and you'll find out at the end of the story why I would call him a thing. Is that, so yeah, I mean, it's getting turn along with the story. So I went to an AA meeting, and it was all about live and let live. Then the next morning I went to the early bird, and they said, because normally something like this, I would just either let it go or deal with it myself. I believe the police are for murder and rape and burglary and serious things, some petty stuff you don't really bother them. But it was all about live and let live. And then I went to the next meeting and told the very story in the AA meeting, and they said, "I'll tell you what, you pray for him for 2 weeks and then see how you feel." Because I thought, should I do my normal thing, get revenge or just forget it? Or go to the police, like the AA people say, "Oh, follow the rules, go to the police." So I prayed for him for 2 weeks, and the more I prayed, the more I felt something needed to be done. So then I went to the police. I go, I'm not going to take matters in my own hands. I feel like something definitely needs to be done because of this guy's history. He actually, Alley Cat, we used to call her, was married on my very show, or her boyfriend proposed to her on my very show. But he hit Alley Cat and knocked her out. He was beating up on his wife a little bit, and she stepped in to try to, here's the reason why I call him a thing. He was beating up his wife. Alley Cat tried to get in the middle, and he punched her. This other guy, I call Woodsman Rob Hilsiger, jumped up and broke his jaw. So he did get some bad karma, or immediate karma right from that. But that's the type of person he was. So that's one of the reasons I call him the thing. So now fast forwarding to the 2 weeks are over, I prayed for him, and normally you would feel empathy for the person, you'd want to forgive them. But in this instance, I felt more like something needed to be done. So I went to the police, told them the whole story, and Officer Mo was like, "Well, if you said that to him, what did you expect him to do?" "Oh, no, I think I know that guy. He's going with the back injury, not you." And he wouldn't even fill out the paperwork. They said, "No, I'm insisting you fill out the paper. I'm going to sit here until you do." He goes, "Okay," and he looks it up on the computer. And when he came up on the computer, he saw his picture. He goes, "Oh, it's that guy." When it was somebody he didn't like, he was ready. He literally went running into the next room to grab the paperwork to fill it out because it was somebody he didn't like. Because he had experience. The police departments had experience with this guy too. So they didn't like him. It was just a citizen complaining about being attacked. They weren't even going to fill out the paperwork. So that's why I'm telling the whole story, is if you go with me to complain about
Maybe
Johnny.
you should edit out his name when we show this.
Yeah, or maybe like put ticker tape of.
Just so, because he might come back and get you again since he got you for calling him a name. Now you're telling all his dirty laundry on the
Oh,
air.
but I'm in the mode of not following the law, so I'll just bash your skull open. Anyway, so long story short, they did fill out the paperwork, but they weren't necessarily going to pursue him. They just, if something else came up, or at least there was a record of it.
Right.
And then later he did have it. There was something else. So somebody left a note for him on the bench, and I tore it up, and then he came to confront. Well, how come you tore up that note? He go, fuck you, man. And then the police. He called the police, and then I just said, hey, actually, there's a police report that this guy attacked me. So he may have called you, but actually, he's the one that needs to be arrested. So it turned the tables on him. He was arrested, and it went to court. I was there to appear. They didn't need me, but he just got some slap on the wrist. But the moral of the story is the police sometimes don't do the right thing unless you got somebody there to back you up, and so that's kind of why I told the story. And maybe I should edit out his name.
No, but that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did get
And
like
if
a
you
small
back up-
fine or a couple days in jail or whatever it was.
Oh, he did?
I forgot one of the most important. When the cop said, running in the next room to, maybe I should edit out Officer Mo's name, but when the Officer Mo went running in, he goes, we're not supposed to tell you this, but we suspect he broke his own mother's leg. He almost killed his wife in Chicago before he came here. So he let told me the reason why he was so hepped up. So that's why I call him a thing, because he just had that history. I could tell you 101 things about how much of a scumbag he is. Down Mexico way, I fell in love with the stars.
I fell in love when the stars above. Okay,
I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
And now as I wander,
I found that I stray south of the border, down Mexico way.
she was that vision.
I fucked up.
Well, like we just learned, you didn't
Yeah.
screw up.
Wait, I want to make sure this catches the. I want to stand up and dance a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
We need a girl here for you to act this out with. And
Yeah.
I'll sing this song. I'll be
Kay, where are you?
and
Kay
you
was
need a
supposed to come
sombrero
in.
for me to sing this in the corner. I'll put on a Spanish accent and you dress up
Yeah.
like the cowboy.
I'll get you a sombrero.
Yeah, and you.
I'll dress up like a cowboy. She can have a Spanish dress.
Yeah.
And then
you
later,
like
like a
the whole
nun's thing to put on when she
Right,
sees
yeah,
here's
the
mission.
white, see, the young nun, the postulant, they call it.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be beautiful.
So she can have like a red outer skirt on while I'm falling in love with her.
Right,
Then
right,
when
right.
she goes, kneels down, break, she whips that up and then kneels down and then like, oh no.
And then
So when
you're
she-
behind her, she can't see you, and she's.
Yes, this is gonna be
and you're like,
beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful.
oh. We don't even have to do it now, we just described it so well. You
Totally.
described it so well.
Totally.
Ready? From the top? Okay, just, I fell in love when the stars above.
I fell in love when the stars above.
Good enough. Yeah, but you got the rhythm right there. We're not worried about the notes. The notes are pretty good too. Ready? Here we go.
South of the border, down Mexico way. I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
Good enough. Now as I
Wonder, I found that I strayed south of the border, down Mexico way. She was a vision in old Spanish lace, and for a tender while I kissed her smile upon her face. For it was fiesta, and we were so gay, south of the border, down Mexico way.
And she sighed as she told me, Manana, never realizing that we were parting. And I lied as I told her, Manana, for tomorrow it never came.
South of the border, I rode back one day, and in a veil of white by the candlelight, she knelt down to pray.
Mission bells told me
That I mustn't stay south of the border, down Mexico way.
south of the border, down Mexico way.
Do the bridge again, will you? I haven't got
So
that.
okay. She sighed as she told me, Manana,
Never realizing
that we were parting. And I lied as I told her, Manana, for tomorrow it never came.
South of the border, I rode back one day, and in a veil of white by the candlelight, she knelt down to pray. For the mission bells told me that I mustn't stay
That's it.
south of the border, down Mexico. South of the border, down Mexico way. That's gonna be beautiful.
Yes, yes. So you're doing beautiful.
I think once I
You're
get
changing the way it's written exactly, but it sounds cool. What you're doing sounds
Oh,
good.
right.
Yeah. La, 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 la,
Could you
la,
play a little
la,
bit while you go
la.
spit this hawker out?
You probably everybody think it's the chemtrails.
The chemtrails are killing us.
It's the chemtrail flu. I got the chemtrail.
Chemtrail flu.
Well, how about you? I got the
Chemtrail flu.
Well, how about you? I got the chemtrail.
Aluminum
Oh,
fibers,
chemtrail.
barium, what is the strontium? They analyzed, they saw some of the stuff settle on hoods of
Now
cars.
they think it's coal ash. That's where they get it from. Really. That's where they get so much of it. Because, you know, where do you get all that aluminum in batteries?
That they're they're taking that up and spraying it?
Yeah, it's
So
coal
the
ash.
cover story now is they're trying to reverse global warming, but we've been saying this for the last 30 years since we've noticed chemtrails.
Right. 24 years. Yeah.
Also the lame shit about, oh no, that's just different atmospheric conditions. It's not that. Because anybody over 40 years old remembers when we were kids, a normal contrail is, and you see them all the time, that goes and it just dissipates.
Right.
A chemtrail is the thing that lingers.
For hours and hours and hours and spreads out. Go listen.
And that's not
go
natural.
online, everybody.
Exhaust fumes don't do that.
Yeah. Google John Brennan admits chemtrails. John Brennan was the head of the CIA, and in 2016, he said, we are thinking of things to mitigate global warming. And one that has caught my attention, which I just think deserves attention, is atmospheric, what does he call it? Aerosol spraying, atmospheric aerosol spraying, which is exactly what alleged conspiracy theorists have been complaining about for 20 years, that the sky is changing and all this spraying is going on. And they're making, and this was mentioned on NPR, I remember hearing it at the same time, they're making as if it's something they're thinking about for the future. But it's nonsense, and it has nothing to do with changing the atmosphere, with changing the temperature. It has to do with spraying us.
It's more like population reduction.
Depopulation is their main goal.
Another theory was
Oh,
this.
and it also changes the weather.
This
Yeah.
chemistry professor developed these aluminum-resistant crops. So another theory, right up here at Cornell. And so then he sold a patent to Monsanto. Check it out, look it up. This is fact. So he developed these aluminum-resistant genetic splicing, whatever he did, sold the patent to Monsanto. So one theory was, okay, they're spraying this aluminum to get that in the environment, then all the other natural plants will start to die off, and then the aluminum. Then, okay, now we've got the special seeds that you can only, and it won't repopulate itself. You have to buy each year these aluminum-resistant. Who knows? That might not be it.
Yeah. The biggest theory is probably that it's weather modification. That they've been working on something called geoengineering. Look up geoengineeringwatch.com. Although I'm not crazy about that website, still it's something. And they're geoengineering the weather all over the world. They can cause storms, they can intensify storms, they can steer storms, and allegedly they can start earthquakes with HAARP technology, H-A-A-R-P.
Earthquakes even?
Oh yeah, Fukushima and Haiti, both people think were engineered.
Oh shit!
That's what they said. And you know who was interesting, who said about this, was Putin has come out and said it. Do you remember when Puerto Rico had the big storms? He said, I'm not giving any money to this, they're doing this.
Yeah.
Because they were asking for international help. He said, I'm not doing it, it's the United States government doing that. Is he right or not? I don't know. But there's definitely something crazy with this guy. And there's over 100 patents. You can look up the patents online about geoengineering, that they really do exist. You can look up the patents yourself to see that such a things, modifying storms, intensifying storms, etc., really do exist. And the theory is that they're doing on a global level now for various reasons. Create a drought in the country and just say, knuckle under and do what we say, or we'll keep the drought going. Otherwise, you can stop. And is it the U.S. government behind it? It's the New World Order, whatever you want to call that.
Want to do that? Can we do that south of the border again?
All right, you don't want to do the other song.
We can. We've got.
All right, it's up to you.
We've got 31 minutes left. 31 minutes left.
Okay, ready?
South of the border, down Mexico way, I fell in love with the stars above. Oh, when?
I fell in love. It's on the fell. Just remember, I fell in love.
I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
No, but I wonder. Okay.
Take it from the top. Take it from the top. Just look at me when it was stuck. South of the border, down Mexico way, I fell in love.
I fell in love. It's not I fell in love. It's I fell in love.
I fell in love when the stars above came out to play.
Now that I wander, I find that I stray.
South of the border, down Mexico way. She was a vision in old Spanish lace, and for a tender while I kissed the smile upon her face. It was fiesta, and we were so gay. South of the border, down Mexico way.
And she sighed and she told me mañana,
Never realizing
that we were parting. And I lied as I told her mañana,
for tomorrow it never came. South of the border, I rode back one day, and in a veil of white by candlelight she knelt down to pray.
That's it.
The mission bells told me that I mustn't stay. South of the border, down Mexico way. South of the border, down Mexico way.
I'm not even sure that the way I'm teaching is exactly the melody, but that's how I sing it. It's close enough. You know, everybody changes the melody a little when they sing it. Sinatra and Patsy Cline does a great version of this song. She really does.
Want to do open mic night tonight?
I got to check with the wife, see what's up there. With tomorrow's Thanksgiving, we have a big crowd coming on. All right, why don't we try the other song? Because you know that song. See, this song you don't know the melody, so you're learning words and melody at once. Okay.
You got to sing it with me at least the first time. Ready?
I hope I remember. Oh, yeah. How we give me the first line? I always forget. Okay, good. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered in oil. As I sit on my porch swing, strumming my sixth string. Smell those shrimp there.
My friend Tony. My friend Tony.
Right, look, we've made the point. We've made the point.
He's so nice.
Well, I just say, you know,
Okay.
this is all over.
I'm hoping he sees it. That would be great.
You just,
Oh, let me really incriminate myself. Later, I'm going to tell this to show that I will expose myself as well. Later, the guy that broke his jaw was hanging out with. I was really pissed off that nothing really happened to this guy. He just got some slap on the wrist for having attacked me. And so I go, hey, remember that thing you did where you broke Martinelli's jaw? If you do it again, I'll pay you $50. And then he gets to me. About several weeks later, I gotta edit out Hilsinger's name, that's for sure. This whole thing, I gotta destroy the whole tape. Because later, Hilsinger came to me and said, you know that thing you wanted me to do for you? I did it. But then I saw him that weekend at the Ithaca festival. He's walking around, he didn't have a broken jaw, he wasn't even limping or no bruises. So he didn't actually maybe he did rough him up or something, but he didn't, I wanted a broken jaw or like a broken leg or something for $50. It's kind of.
kids, this is how not to live your life.
Yeah.
Kids watching out there, this is a perfect example of what not to do. Try to be polite, pleasant to everybody you meet.
Listen there.
No matter what they do or did. And you might be surprised, you might help them see the sunshine.
Excellent advice. Don't follow what I'm doing because I almost got ripped up. I almost paid $50 for having a jaw broken.
Go home and practice your instrument.
Yeah, stay out of fights. Don't do.
Join the sports team. Write a play. Get a hobby.
What song should we?
Join the scouts. I was walking on the boulevard. I was thinking about the nature of war. I was hoping I could get a message to you. I was hoping that you had the message that could get me through. Around the corner. That's all I got so far.
Nice.
It's a nice tune.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah, I got to figure out lyrics to that. I like the riff, but I don't know. Walking down the boulevard, I like that. Nature of war, I don't know. That was just something that kind of rhymed.
Can you do the gambler with that?
Yeah, sure. Oh,
Oh. Rap credit. Do rap credit.
will you come on?
Okay, Ralphie. On a warm summer's evening, on a tree. Oh shit!
See, well, what was?
I gotta go deeper. Lower.
No, you were fine, but the guitar sounded terrible. Jeez, this thing can't hold a tune.
That's why the lady that cleans up hated me because I keep spitting in the grass. And she wanted to change the bags without just picking out the stuff. And then she reaches in. Oh, it's full of hawkers. Oh. It's garbage.
All right, ready?
That's what it's for. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring out the window at the darkness. Boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards are by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I could see you out of aces for a taste of your whiskey. I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night grew deathly quiet as his face lost all expression. If you're gonna play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. You got to know where to hold it, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run.
You never count your money. But when you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Every gambler knows there's a secret to surviving. Knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser.
The best you can hope for
Is to die in your sleep. So when he finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. Somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words I found an ace that I could keep.
You got to know when to hold 'em,
When to hold 'em,
know when to fold 'em,
when to fold 'em,
know when to walk away,
know when to run.
You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting.
When the dealing's done,
There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
sweet.
There you go.
All right, we got 7 minutes. Will you take us out with whatever you want to talk about? You want to play a song?
We can play a song.
Do anything you want. There's something wrong with my
You caught this from me. That's how it comes on suddenly, and it gets. That's how exactly you feel. It's way down in the bronchial tubes.
Ugh.
I played in an old age home recently. I think I killed everybody. I was coughing like that. I think half the population there probably passed away.
Damn it.
You know, several years ago, I caught this in a local old age home here. They warned me. They said there's something going around on the wings, and people are dying left and right. And then they told me, you want to go up there and sing anywhere? I said, yeah, I'm over here. I'm in pretty good shape. I went up there and sang for them for a while. And then I got it. Then Bob Eller got it. And then Larry Reel got it. And Bob Eller came down with ALS and passed away a year and a half later. And it took me 2 fasts, so 4 days each to get rid of this.
Oh, tell us about
Now it's
that.
back.
Tell us a little bit about fasting. That'd be good.
Fasting. All right.
Good
Well,
informative thing.
you can look this up online too. I
It
was lucky to
saved
be.
his life, right?
Well, I don't know if it saved my life, but it certainly improved my health. But I was.
I could step out because
I heard about something called natural hygiene a long time ago. The American Natural Hygiene Society that's been around really since the 1840s in various names. But there's a man named Herb Shelton who wrote a lot of books based on it. And there are people who believe in a vegetarian diet, as close, depending on who you are, but in general a vegan diet, ideally, and a raw foods diet if you can handle it, which very few people can these days. But they say, you know, that's like to get optimum health, that's what you do. And that if you're ill, especially if you have chronic illnesses like diabetes or arthritis, you know, even ALS or MS, if you catch any of these diseases early, they can be reversed naturally, or at least stopped in their tracks. But often if you get them early enough, they can be reversed. And you do it by fasting. And fasting literally means fasting with no food at all, just distilled water for many days. And you don't do this on your own, you do it under doctor's supervision, although some people have done it on their own. And 40 days is not uncommon in some of these places, where people will go 40 days without eating any food at all, just drinking distilled water. I twice did 29 days. I once did 18, I once did 17, and I've done many on my own shorter fast. I just did one for 3.5 days because this lung thing was so bad, and it's improved a lot. I had to cut it short because I had other things I had to do, a musical gig. But I might have to do it again to really knock this thing out. That's what I did last time. But when you fast, it's a natural thing that the body does. You have to lie down, and you have to take it easy. And if you do it, your body has tremendous healing. Like I'll give you, for instance, I had cysts here that bothered me for 30 years that disappeared during my first fast. I had chronic acne that all disappeared. I had really bad athlete's foot all over my feet, all cleared up. All different kinds of things, chronic problems that you had. I had an arthritic wrist, cleared up. And people find this all the time in fasting. I knew one person who had 2 collapsed lungs, and they wanted to remove one of the lungs and take out half the other. It was from years of using that breathalyzer spray because he had asthma. He fasted 48 days, and it took him a year of careful eating. He got back to the point where he ran 10 miles a day or biked 100 every day and lives on 90% fruit and 10% raw vegetables. That's what the guy lived on when I met him. I haven't spoken to him in a few years. He lives up in Canada. He's half African and half English. But I know so many stories of people who came in, you know, crippled in wheelchairs with arthritis, and after a 25-day fast and careful eating for weeks, felt fine, had no pain left, and were walking around, you know. So it's an art, and but that's the basic idea, is that the natural foods for man are fruits and vegetables. And, you know, meat or other foods are secondary emergency foods, and they have deleterious effects on people. And every individual is different, what he can tolerate and what he can't. But in general, that's the principle. And if you want to look up more of it, there's a lot of websites on it now. My favorite is True North. That's the best place in the United States to fast now, long-term fasting. And they'll give you, there's many videos, interviews with Dr. Alan Goldhamer, who's the director of the place. There's several doctors who work there. And if you're going to do more than if you want to try a 3-day fast on your own, there was a book called, that somebody named Joy Gross, the wife of one of the doctors, wrote a long time ago, Fasting for a Born-Again Body or something. I don't know. She wasn't religious, but that was what she called it. It came out in the 1980s, and it describes how to do a 3-day fast successfully. But anyway, you can look into it more if you're interested, if you're tired of taking drugs and realize that the medical profession doesn't offer you much for chronic disease. It's kind of dead end. They'll just drug you and drug you and drug you. And, you know. So what do we got, 2 minutes? So let's do something else.
2 minutes left. This has been an awesome show. I'm going to leave all the names in and your words of wisdom to not to do the right thing. I'm just living my life in a quick story about that. I think I've told that many times, about how I went through this revelation of, I had a 5-year period of horrible things happen. On one end, my father died. On the other end, my mother died. I went through a divorce, a severe spinal injury, and 101 other different things hit me all at once. So I cried out to God, I call the Creator, or the universe if you must, or
the cosmic consciousness.
Yes. And I got a clear, specific answer. Well, not so specific as that I was supposed to do something with my voice, and I would have limited success. supposed to do something with acting, and I had great success, and then later I'd enter public service. Just got to check the time. Oh, we're almost done. So I will tell part 2 later. So I got this guidance. Is that all right? Vasso's back? Yeah.
Not finished. Come on back. We need some eye candy. Sit up here, Vasso. Here he is, Mr. Eye Candy himself. Vasso Skizos. Do I say your name right?
Skeezes.
Skizos. Like Jesus. All right.
Looks like it may be done.
Raj rock.
How you like this?
Ooh, nice.
I was walking down the boulevard. I was thinking about the nature of war. Listen to this, here it gets cool. I was hoping I could get a message to you. I was hoping that you had the wisdom that could see me through. Come on, isn't that catchy? Isn't it?
It kind of sounds like.
He's one of Ithaca's best guitarists, for his,
Oh,
at least
thanks.
for his.
The best. No.
He's a what do you call him?
I'm the best. I'm the